Mr. Feenstra is recognized for questions.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. I just want to thank all our witnesses. I greatly appreciate you taking the time. This is such an important topic, and I'm from Iowa, and we've done a lot of different things when it comes to the tax code and how the tax code can play such an important role in giving kids access to the school of their choice, their parents, the choice that the parent can decide where they want to go. Being chair of Ways and Means in the Iowa Senate, I created a tax credit that encouraged scholarships for organizations that help lower income students. I want to see this continue to be built on at the federal level. That being said, Dr. Dean Jalaris, I just want to ask you, if the federal government can do certain things, certain tax credits, how does this play out at state levels? Because to me, when I was the chair of our Ways and Means in the state of Iowa, it always helped when I saw a backstop or a federal government grant or credit, whatever it might be, to say, hey, I can couple with that. Mm-hmm. Do you see that as we move forward with other states?
Yeah, we have a ton of states. 21 states in the U.S. already have some form of tax credit scholarships programs working out. So Florida being one of them, Iowa being another. So this isn't some idea that hasn't been tried before, and it's worked out successfully. In Florida, I believe they have about 400,000 scholarships that have been given out this year alone. So it's people want it. And look, it's all private dollars. I know there might be concerns about the federal government being involved, but these are still private dollars that are donated from individuals. It's not government money, it's individuals' money. And what I like to point out also in this particular bill, the Educational Choice for Children Act, is that there are explicit anti-government regulation provisions in the bill as well to allow for maximum freedom on the part of the providers. The scholarship granting organizations and the private schools do not become government entities just because they're involved with school choice. So I think this is a great move forward for freedom. Every Republican in particular should be on board, but it doesn't need to be a partisan issue either. Look, you look at the voting records, you look at Real Clear Opinion Research, supermajority support among Republicans, Democrats, and independents from this year. And in Florida, in their House, when they went all in on school choice this past year, they had 4 Democrats vote in favor of it in the House. So I hope we could reach across the aisle and also allow for everybody to be involved and to support parental rights and education.
Yeah, thanks for those comments, Doctor. I agree. It should be non-political. It should be based on what the parent wants, what they want best for their child, and they should dictate and decide where it's best that their child earns their education. Mr. Redmond, you've also done extraordinary work to help people earn the skill of truck driving. In the truck driving industry, do you see a substantial number of employers paying to send their kids to driving school? And if so or if not, what can we do to help that?
Well, that's a mixed bag there. Some employers try to assist by way of tuition reimbursement, and that's a great program. But unfortunately, the person has to come up with the money first, and then after they graduated and they go to work for that particular company, little by little, maybe $150 to $200 a month, it goes back toward their tuition as, like I said, in a form of reimbursement. But again, that doesn't solve the problem of someone getting into our program. So we do need more programs. As I mentioned in my earlier statement, that's one of the things that kind of touches my heart, is looking a person dead in the eye and saying, because you just don't have the money right now, I can't help you. Right. And we need to do more to help folks get into school.
Yep. So do businesses help at all? I mean, do they do that or not?
No, not really. I mean, unless they're working for them.
Gotcha.
Like, say, for instance, you get the point. Whereas a company, XYZ company, may say, I want to send one of my employees to your school.
Right. So how about, have people already been in the workforce? I think of truck drivers specifically, that you really have to be 21 years of age before you can drive a truck. So from 18 to 21, they already get in the workforce. Do you see that as a problem? All of a sudden, it's like, okay, I've been in the workforce now. I've got to spend a lot of dollars to try to drive truck. It's prohibitive for me to do that?
Well, no, well, actually, if I may, it's 21 to drive interstate. It's 18 to 20 to be able to drive intrastate.
In some states, yeah.
So yeah, in all states. So if you're 18, you technically can drive a semi-truck.
Okay. Very good. How about Mr. Redmond? There's other things that go on when you want a skills or a trade. For instance, buying tools and things like that. Do you see that as a barrier sometimes for kids being engaged in different skills? And could there be tax credits to allow that to help alleviate some of those costs?
Sure. I mean, anything that can help alleviate costs would be great for anyone in the trucking industry. So,
Yep. Ms. Varma, have you seen a growth in state offering, different incentives? So I noted this earlier, but do you see that if we can do something at the federal level, that this will expand other states going down this path?
Thank you for the question. Yes, this would also push the states to also pass their own scholarship programs. But until then, we can't allow these kids to just fail and to not have access to any quality education. Passing this would allow families to start using that scholarship program until states catch up.
Thank you. I yield back.